Welcome to the One Player Podcast, the show on solitaire board games. I'm your host, Albert, and this is episode 400.
Are you hungry, Albert?
I am starving.
I feel like I should also lead into, do you know what The Rock is cooking?
I do not. No, I do not know what The Rock is cooking. What does The
Neither
Rock
do
cook?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh,
That's
well.
what they say in wrestling, I think.
Oh, yeah, no, you've lost me for sure. Julius, this is going to be a feast of an episode.
Yes. Albert, what are we talking about today?
Food. We're talking about food.
Our
Delicious
favorite
games.
recipes?
Yes, and then some. We could do the food episode. Hey, before we do that, this is our 400 episode, and when this goes live, it'll have just been 15 years of one-player podcasting.
Oh my gosh, that is
by a couple
long
days,
time.
I think. It is a long time. So it's a bit of a double milestone. And how do we celebrate? We celebrate by eating.
Except that we're not having any food.
Not real food, just game food. If that, honestly. Yeah, so this is episode 400. It ends in it's a multiple 5. That means it's a popular mechanics episode. And this mechanic is food.
And for every popular mechanics, we don't discuss necessarily just mechanics more. We just have it tied around a central theme or idea or concept or whatever it is that we feel like doing.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Just that we don't restrict ourselves too much when someone says, hey, that's not a mechanic.
Well, that's okay. It's our show. You don't like it? Go make your own.
So, Albert, was it you or me who picked food for the theme?
I don't know. I don't know, but that person, I'm so annoyed at them because that was a hard one.
It was hard?
I find it hard.
I think this is more a matter of you and I have some very different themed games because
yes,
I have a whole bunch of themed games. And I remember when we said this one, there were a couple of me that came to mind. It's like, definitely don't want to do that one. Definitely do want to do that one. And would love to play this one.
See, I mean, I own 7 games with a food theme, but I don't like to talk about them if I haven't played them. So that really, I haven't gotten to all of them yet. So that really shortens my list.
I understand the issues.
Yep, and I don't consider Agricola a food game, even though you're farming and harvesting food and all that. It's not really a food game. So
I actually was going to say the same thing about Feast for Odin. Because Feast for Odin, different. I was looking around, it's not that much different. It does have it in the title, but primarily, although there is a feast round where you are having to feed your people once around, that is a portion of the game, and that is more just that this is a Viking-themed game where Vikings are doing a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not all about the food and the cooking. So I just did not think that you could include that type thing. And I was going to mention that a Feast for Odin, therefore, was taken off my list because of it.
Yeah, well, poor Uwe Rosenberg, he just doesn't make the cut this time around.
Yes. And I also wanted to try and focus on games where you are not just a company that happens to be involved in food. So I tried to base this as much as is possible on you're doing the food and not the company stuff. For example, another one that I dropped off my list was Chocolate Factory. Chocolate Factory is a very fun factory management type game where you have your factory and you are going to be buying bars of chocolate and running them through your production line, and you have to buy machines that will then move your chocolate into chocolate bars or chocolate wafers and add nuts and then package it, and then you'll box it and you'll sell it and you'll ship it. But the majority of that, although it's all about chocolate, I felt like this one feels more like the factory and the business line of it and didn't feel as much about the food. So I tried to pick some things that really highlight food as much as is possible.
Yeah, I would have included it because I didn't have a whole lot of choice, honestly. It's better than choices. It's better than at least one of my choices. So let me just get that one out of the way. This
All
one
right.
has food in the title and it involves eating the food, but it is not people food, right? I'm talking about Food Chain Island.
That
I know. You know, you you know, you eat the food you have, not the food you wish you had, right?
Okay,
So
well, explain a
so
little bit about Food
yeah.
Chain Island, and then I'm going to
So
tell you why it is that I think that this is really not quite the thing.
oh, I know why it's not, but hey, whatever. So this is a game. It's a Scott Elms game published by oh my gosh, why can't I remember the name right now of the publisher? Um 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 the people that make the pocket games.
Bud and Shy?
Ah, thank you, Bud and Shy. It's a Bud and Shy game. So it's an 18 card micro game, comes in a little tiny wallet. And in this game, you have animals numbered from like 1 through 18, I guess. Actually, a little lower because there's a few other cards that are special. And basically, the lower the number, the lower in the food chain the animal is, higher numbered animals eat lower numbered animals. And so you're going to shuffle all these cards and play them out in a large grid. And the game is basically pick an animal and eat something that's adjacent to it. Um, it can only be up to like 2 sizes smaller than him. If it's smaller than that, he just doesn't care. If it's bigger than that, he can't eat it. Um, each animal does have some special rules on it. Some may say like, oh, you could jump and then eat, or you could move any distance first, or things like that. They all have some, or not all, but most of them have some special rule that changes how the normal game works. Your goal is to basically eat all the animals. So at the end, you're only left with one thing. It's basically like, when you go to a restaurant and there's a little peg game where you're trying to jump all the pegs and be left with one. It's basically something like that.
Uh huh.
If you know how that works, it's a good feeling of how it works.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So just gonna check how many of the cards feature food instead of animals.
If you ask the next up card, all of them, but one. Yeah. If you're asking me, I think there's one card that has food on it. Like the 0, I think, is a plant or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily consider
Yeah.
that food.
There might be
Oh,
an apple. Yes, I
Albert,
mean, so that's a problem. It's not people food, but it is a game about eating the food, which is at least something. But yeah, I know it.
oh
I
Albert,
knew it was a
you
stretch, but hey, like I said, I had limited choices, so there we
you
go.
really put yourself out there on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I could throw some out that I haven't played, but that
Maybe I'll
to me
let you
that's
just run
cheating.
through that. Maybe I'll just let you run through that at the end, just so you can
Okay, we'll do that.
have maybe a little more feeling of things in here.
Okay.
Um, so the first one that I was gonna do was I'm gonna give a nod for this to my daughter because this is my daughter's favorite game. If you know her, you know it. It is Wild Gardens. She's talked about this a number of times. Wild Garden is a game designed by Isaac Vega, publishers Rose Gauntlet Games. Um, she she very much likes this game because of some of the amazing pieces of art in the game that demonstrate recipes of different foods, whether, and I'm looking at a picture of them: black trumpet toast, lion's mane cake, pine nut pesto, black walnut pie. The pictures are also of all of the ingredients that you can have, all the chestnuts and the seaweeds. It is a vegan recipe, so you are living off of the land as you're doing this. You are harvesting from the land and foraging in order to be able to create a ton of these different culinary treats. It is a rondelle based game where you and everyone else is going to be moving around the board. And I say rondelle even though it slightly is different, but really it's a rondelle mix up. You are moving around the board to be able to harvest some ingredients based on where you land, cook if you land at a spot with a table, or upgrade your board by going to the library or preserving cards, things like that. You will cook all these recipes from the stuff that you've harvested, and then you will find people that you can serve these delicious treats to. In solo, there's a whole character book and storybook about the interactions that you have with the characters and your different goals and the different things that you're doing. The game looks fantastic. The art on the game is beautiful and gorgeous. The characters look amazing. The food looks incredible. Every time I play this game, I end hungry because of the just the striking level of all of the food in it. I always am finding I want to go eat that. I want to go eat that. All of it looks delicious. And all of this stuff that you are getting to forage and then cook over the course of the game, a delicious treat. Wild Gardens. That is the first one that I'm going to select for my food themed games.
That's a good one. That one even has an accessory, right? There's a cookbook that you could get along with the game.
There is. We do not own the cookbook, but there is. Yes.
Yeah, so that's very very food oriented for sure. That's a neat
Indeed.
one. Yeah, way better than mine. I mean, unless you're like a lion or in that case, yeah, whatever.
Well, Albert, you started off with kind of maybe a weak one. You got any maybe better ones for us?
So this is my best one. This is a game about preparing the food
That's
and
what we're
getting
looking
ready
for.
to serve it. Yep,
That's what
this
we're
is a
doing.
game. It's 11Cs for one. It's another pretty light
Hey.
puzzly game. Yeah, yeah. This is neat. It's a little puzzle. You lay all these cards face down. I forget. Is it 11 cards or 12? Maybe I don't remember exactly.
It would be 11.
Okay, yeah, and it's because it's time. And
11
you
sees is
flip.
11.
Yeah, it's been so long since I played. But I think when you flip the first card, the first couple cards over, I don't think you have the whole row flipped. I don't remember. You're basically trying to arrange the cards in order. Each card has an action, and you could basically take a card from the left edge and set it onto your card, basically setting it out of the game, and that one's done. Then you got to get the next card to two, and you want to lay all the cards from one all the way to 11 in order. Um, when you start, they're not in order from the beginning, but different cards have effects. Like you could switch the order sometimes, or you could set aside a card for later. Kind of sort of like putting on on your right hand while you're doing stuff with your left hand, and then later on bring that one card back in. So you could set a couple cards aside, and it's a neat little bit of puzzle. Trying again, spatial puzzle like the other one, trying to arrange the cards in just the right order to get it in order. Being very redundant there, aren't I? Not a whole lot to say. I forgot who published this one. It's
Well,
also based on a multiplayer game,
it
Elevenses.
it's
Mm-hmm.
depends on which version is that you're talking about. The one that I think you can purchase still the one by Eagle Griffin Games. But I
Okay.
will say it is a tiny little game. It is only 11 cards with technically the score tracking cards and the rules sheet. It is
Yeah.
tiny. You can literally print your own. I think there's an app for everything that you can just play the app. I think that there's an
There is.
online
That's right. Yeah.
version of it. I had actually played this recently over Pesach because I was thinking as I was playing it that you could just swap out some of these things for like matzah and mara and all of those Pesach type things and have like a
Oh.
Pesach version of Elevenses. So I was playing it over Pesach and thinking that would be really fun to do. So I actually played this one recently and really enjoyed it. This is one of those ones that I find very difficult to win, even though I think it's not supposed to be nearly as difficult. Or rather, I find it difficult to win well and win fast,
Okay.
and not like use up your last ounce of time and just as it barely crawls through, you get it. Like you're supposed to do a little bit better, I think, than I generally do on this game. But that's okay. I find it fun. I find it
Yeah.
challenging to use all of it. It's a tiny little game, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a neat game. And like, I originally got a print and play version, and I was able to get like from Arts Cow or something like that, where you bought a deck of custom cards, and it was
Hmm.
11 cards plus the two scoring cards. It's actually 13 cards, basically one suit in a four suit deck. So I was able to get that and got 4 copies of it. That I was able to give people other copies. So very inexpensive if you do that. If you get the Eagle Griffin Games version, it comes in a box with Bowling Solitaire, which is another really neat little game. Much older game actually
Does
too.
does not have food.
Hmm. Does not have food. No, I mean unless you go to the bar and buy a hot dog or a slice of pizza, right? But no, it's just bowling, pure bowling.
The
It's like
next one on my list, I decided to use a timed game or a real time game because I know that Albert doesn't like the real time game, so I was pretty confident this one was going to show up. Kitchen Rush. In Kitchen Rush, everyone is trying to run in a kitchen. That you have a bunch of ingredients, you have a bunch of recipes that you have, and all the ingredients are these little wood meeples. and you have a big pile of them. Everyone has hourglasses. So you'll typically have 2 hourglasses. When you're playing solo, you get to increase more, play with multiple players, but you'll have those hourglasses and you'll have to flip them over in all the spaces. While the hourglass is running in a space, you can't go back to it. You can't use it again. As soon as it empties, you want to see it, grab it, flip it, and go somewhere else and throw it somewhere else to then load everything it is that you can. Ideally, you're going to have a whole bunch of those pots in the air, a lot of things that you're juggling together to try and get everything done as fast as you can, as quickly as you can, move it through all those timers without letting any sit and without making your actions go to poor time and things like that. There's going to be a set of orders that everyone's going to be grabbing from you, from like ribeye to desserts to salads, what have you. And you'll have to go and prepare that by pulling the recipes, letting it cook, adding spices, everything that's needed until you're able to serve it and get in more money. And hopefully you'll get enough money that your restaurant will not close, which has happened to me many times. We just did not earn enough money to be able to keep the restaurant open. I think that this is another game that can certainly be difficult to be able to gauge all of your time well, and can be very chaotic with a lot of hands across the table. I think it can also be very chaotic with just a few hands on the table, just a few people on the table. So that is Kitchen Rush, the real-time restaurateur game.
I am not at all familiar with that one. It sounds like a video game, right? There are a lot of video games like that where you're trying to like make all the recipes as fast as possible.
It probably, I would think, is from that same type of genre. Well, I mean, many of the real-time games are like that. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like an Overcooked, which is one of those video games where you're talking like, because in an Overcooked, there's a lot more messing around with other people and throwing stuff over. There's a lot more issues with communication. This one feels much more issues of time. But yes, if you like a video game like Overcooked and you want to do something on a board game table, this would be the place that you would look for.
Okay. That sounds neat. Yeah, not my sort of thing really though, because like you said, it's a time game. I have
Yeah,
no
it's
patience for
definitely my type
time.
of thing, because I know even before I had a 3D printer, I was 3D printing accessories for this one, and I have a 3D printer and I printed more accessories for this one. So it's had additions.
Huh. So yeah, you do like this one.
So Albert, have you got anything to pull for us?
I have my third game, and yeah, this is not going to get the Julius seal of approval, unfortunately. This one's going to go right into the food disposal. My my third game is Conservas. It's a game about fishing and creating tin fish to sell at the markets.
Okay.
Yeah, and it can't, I know it's like just the kind of game you said you didn't really consider, like the Chocolate Factory. So you were saying that's like, oh darn, that's a shame because I thought this was a decent one. It's a right. It's a pretty neat game though. You're fishing, you're catching fish that you could sell, and the fishing portion of the game's pretty neat. You're drawing fish from the bag and putting them out, so you don't know what you're going to catch necessarily. As you catch more fish, that could lead to overfishing. If you throw out fish that you catch, if you don't uh, keep all the fish you catch, it will increase the population. So there's a little bit of a balance there of managing the environment, which is pretty neat actually. And then the second part of it is as the fish you do catch, you put them on a board, and you're basically selling canned tuna or whatever kind of fish it is to the markets. So it's the whole production cycle from the harvesting the fish to sending them to market. Nice little game, fun. You could go through 12 years to play the whole campaign. Each year's a little bit different. A lot of fun, but unfortunately, I did not find the game really had a lot of lasting value for me. It got kind of easy. My understanding is the expansion fixed that, but I did not keep it long enough to find out. I'm not even sure if the expansion's out or not yet, to be honest.
No, the expansion's on Kickstarter now.
Is it okay? But yeah,
I know because
that's
I'm
my
backing the
third
other
one.
part of the expansion. Shh, don't tell
Oh,
anybody.
oh, oh. Should I get it now? Darn. Okay. Is it? If you're excited by it.
No. I'm not excited about the expansion. I'm excited about the other Pastelas, I think it is.
Oh,
Um,
pasteles. Another game about
yeah,
food.
it's another game about food. It's on Kickstarter. It's together with it. That one's actually about food, in my opinion. And in that one,
Pastries.
you are
Yeah.
making pastries. Exactly.
Yum. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go look at that because I do like my pastries. Pastel de guayaba is delicious. Now you got me hungry.
I don't even know what that is.
Guava pastries on like a flaky phyllo dough.
Oh, that does sound
It's a
delicious.
guava cream. It is really delicious. Yeah, I grew up eating those. And other stuff, but a lot of those.
Well, maybe by this time next year, you'll be able to replace this one with pastelas because, as I recall, you don't actually cook the fish or do anything to the fish. You just catch the fish and sell the fish.
Yeah, but they're canned fish. The people that buy them don't cook them. They just pull them out of the tin and eat them. They
Mm-hmm.
come prepared with the different things on it. Could be like
Uh-huh.
sardines with olives or something like that, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So there is no cooking. There's just serving and eating is the next step. It's as close as you could get to being a game about eating without having any actual eating in it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Don't buy it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
I
I
mean, I've heard
tried.
you talk about the game, and I've been interested in trying the game. Not that interested in
Hmm.
it, because you haven't been really so up on it. But I'd like to try it, but I definitely don't think it counts as a food-themed game.
It's definitely worth playing. I enjoyed playing it. It just didn't. It's not the kind of game I want to replay over and over. But it was definitely. I definitely had fun playing it. So again, it's 12
Okay.
months, so there's only so much replayability, is what I found. Maybe if it had been harder, maybe that would have been different.
Well, for my last one, I was torn between two.
Ah, show off.
Uh-huh. And I didn't know which one to do because one of them I thought was the better game, and one of them I think had better food. The one that I think is possibly the better game or the more interesting game is La Pâtissier de Rococo or La Pâtissier Rococo. And I hear Albert talking about pastries just now, and now I've got some more pastries.
Yeah,
La
I see.
Pâtissier Rococo is a game in the style of Rococo, which is a dressmaking game, but instead you are making pastries. So you're going to have a deck of masters and a deck of apprentices, and you'll go out and you'll make pastries in order to be able to serve them to the French nobility at the party and then put them out. Um, the game I don't think it did great on Kickstarter, so it doesn't have a whole lot of unique art. Like this is very different than we talked about Wild Gardens, where everything had really beautiful and neat art. The art is kind of repetitive. The cards, like in terms of recipes, it's repetitive art for the recipes. So the game is very good. I haven't actually reviewed it yet formally for the podcast. We'll have to at one point in time. The game is good. The art is kind of repetitive, and you don't really feel like there's a lot being given to you on the food side for it. So I decided to pass on it, but now I decided to throw it in there because we talked about pastries. I want to talk about it, and I'm a cheaty person. Instead, my third one is going to be Maki Master. Maki Master is a game where you are making sushi
I
by
expected
serving
this one.
by. Oh, you expect? I cannot
Yeah.
imagine why. You are making maki by serving it on a big bamboo plate, and you are putting on your bamboo plate, which is shared across all the players, different orders of the different things. You'll have some recipes that would say, for example, you want to make, I'm looking at one now, gone fishing. It says you want to have rice and then a fish and then some crab and then another type of fish. And then if you have that all in a row, you can play that card and show I've completed this recipe, and then that's going to get you points. Now, the ingredients that you put on the mat stay there, and you are encouraged to use them in future recipes, or other players or the robot are encouraged to use them in other recipes. So your mat's going to fill up, and the game's going to end when the mat is filled up with all of the ingredients. And theoretically, you'll have used all of those ingredients to be able to make all of your recipes and be able to use them. The art on this one has a bunch of unique art. All of the ingredients are very brightly colored. Everything is very easy and very visible. One of the particular reasons why I like the components of this game is we have a deluxe component. The game has some teacups that go out on the board. The game ends when everything fills up, but there are 4 teacups that you can move around at any point in time. So you can theoretically, even on your last turn of the game, you have 5 options for spaces to go. The space that you're going to fill up and the 4 teacup spaces. So keeping those teacups makes more choice towards the end of the game. The game and my copy came with these large wooden cups that my daughter filled with some gorgeous green resin, so it looks like it's actually filled with tea, like it's filled with green tea, and it looks particularly adorable. And so we like pulling it out, especially because of my daughter's addition to the game. So the game, in my opinion, maybe has a couple flaws. I think that there's a whole set of 5 cost recipes in there that would cost 5 ingredients and have rare ingredients in it that take a ton of effort to do, and the amount of points you get from them is not worth the amount of effort that you get. And because it's so hard to create synergies across a limited hand, that it is very difficult to be able to have those 5 card recipes tie in appropriately with the other things that you're doing, which means that the whole 5 card deck we often never play with and never do anything with. And the rest of it, I find it very difficult to make a lot of those interactions, to make the big scores using the action cards, because you get action cards over the course of the game that you do stuff like return stuff or move stuff around or swap stuff or put stuff on top of stuff. So you have a lot of ability to, there are a lot of cards that move them around, but you don't have a lot of ability to really do stuff. And so sometimes you could just be really frustrated because, especially when playing against the random bot, is going to put something random right at the spot you want to. And you're like, I need it to go in that spot. Please stop taking my things. I need that one. And it's very easy to find yourself just sort of getting spun in a little loop and not being able to move forward with things. So the game's fine, but it's a heavy food game. It really well reflects the theme that we're doing for today. That heavy food is very good. So I am putting Maki Master as my 3rd food game for today's episode.
Yeah, that's a neat game. I remember when we talked about it before. It looked really pretty. That's what I recall about that the most.
Yeah.
And your daughter's teacups. I forgot about that, but that is neat.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
The teacups was something my daughter takes good pride in because she did an excellent job making it. So it's staying in the collection no matter what.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a sushi game, Sushi Go, but it's not solitaire, unfortunately, so I couldn't talk about that one. But it is a fun little game.
And there is one that I had quickly rejected, Crumbs, which is a game that I backed in Kickstarter, and I really want to talk about one point in time, so I'm going to take an opportunity briefly here.
Okay.
Crumbs is I'm gonna complain for a moment about this game because I don't think I'm ever going to do it formally. Crumbs is a game that was on Kickstarter that took forever. It feels like it's just a single guy who got overwhelmed with trying to do something from Kickstarter, and it took way longer and was way harder than he had expected to be able to do it because everything just got delayed trying to complete all of these things. Crumbs is a game where you are making sandwiches. Each of the cards has both sides are used. So one side is the ingredients and one side is a set of customers. And over the course of the game, you'll find these customer orders for specific sandwich arrangements, and then you have to go make that sandwich. I did not find the game particularly fun when it came out. I thought I would, but it was not particularly enjoyable. The recipes that you have to do are super easy because you don't have to have it in order. You just have to have it anywhere there. So you'll have multiple people you can work on at the same time. You just have to go and do them all. Like if you see an ingredient across them, you just do an ingredient across them. And it doesn't require much thought, much effort to be able to play the game. There's not really a whole lot of challenge. Even when you throw in the extra more difficult people, which was the promo that came with it, it's still not really challenging. But the sandwiches, the art, everything that, the visual look and the visual style of it looked really great. So still the idea, like it's a food game, it looks like really nice food, but the game is really not very good in my opinion, which was a real shame because I really thought it would, especially after all the delays. I really thought it'd be better, but it didn't do it for me.
That happens. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You had the luxury of not talking about it. I didn't have that same luxury.
Yes, I wasn't forced to include it because I ran out of other good games to pick. No, we still have more on our list of things that we could have picked too. Poor Albert.
Oh, wow. Albert. Well, let me whet your appetite, Julius. Let me give you a couple games that I haven't played, but that I do have that are solo. and
Oh,
food related.
I'm listening.
Okay. One of them is it's another Bud and Shy game, another Scott Adams game. It's a Nice Cuppa. It's a game about preparing a cup of tea,
Ah,
which is a food, I think, or a drink, whatever. We'll call it a food.
indeed, indeed, indeed.
It seems like a nice cozy game. You're trying to arrange your cards and get all your cards in order while while your water's boiling, I guess, or your tea is steeping or whatever it is that teas do. Like I said, I haven't
Okay,
played it, so can't really speak too much about it. Sure looks neat though. The next three I'm going to mention are actually role playing games, solo role playing games. You know,
that's
solo.
interesting.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Solo role playing games, people come up with all these games with interesting themes, and food is a good one. The first one I'm going to mention, well, the first one I'm just going to tell you is not actually a food game. Don't be fooled. It's called Waffles for Esther. It's not about the waffles. Esther, uh, you're a waitress at a restaurant, and your favorite customer Esther comes in every day for waffles. She didn't show up today, and so you're worried, and you're gonna go out and figure out what happened in the town. It's a little mystery game in a small town. So but not really food related, other than the title or the nice picture of a waffle on the cover. Next one is My Mother's Recipe. This one is a food game. These two games are really odd, interesting themes. This one, you are a ghost trapped in a cookbook, and you have to help three people or three recipes from your family cookbook get completed. Once your family completes it, you're freed from the book. And so you're playing as the ghost, trying to remember why you're even in a cookbook trapped, and learning about these people that are part of your family, so your descendants, I suppose, and in it, telling a story about who you are, and hopefully freeing yourself from the cookbook. Really nice production quality too. It's a spiral bound. It almost looks like a cookbook. It has pictures of food tarot cards in there because you use tarot cards in it for the randomness. So, an interesting game. The other one, it is called. Here, I have to look at it. Recipe on Committish Paper. This is a game where you play a recipe, and it's based on the experience of pre-World War II Jewish quarter residents in Eastern Europe and the power and legacy of their food. It's a love letter to Chowder, Stregonona, Top Chef, Mandy Patinkin, and more. So in it, you're a recipe that over the years is handed down from people to people, and it's a story about how the recipe evolved as different things are happening to the cultures, and how the culture affected the recipe. And so it's an anthropological game, kind of, very odd, very much about food though. You're not
Interesting.
the food, you're just the recipe. Yeah, I'm really interested by those too. They look really neat because they're so different and so unique. And I especially like the one where you're a ghost, because I've always thought it'd be neat to play a game about a ghost where you're trying to gain your memories and figure out who you are.
Interesting.
So,
You are full of that. That was a lot of random, but interesting.
yeah, I wish I'd already played them before this episode, because I would have definitely had one of those in the list.
Yeah. Next time
next,
you'll be more prepared.
yeah, episode 800, revisit food. I'll have these
Yeah,
ready.
there you go. There you go. If you're curious, by the way, the ones of mine that didn't make the list,
Yes.
I had also on the list Critter Kitchen, which is one I've not had a chance to play, but I've seen played, and I'd like to be able to play that one. It is anthropomorphic animals doing a kitchen cooking game. There's Coffee Roaster, which is a solo only game where you're making coffee.
Oh
And
yeah, I've
there
heard of that one.
is Space Battle Lunchtime, where there's an unofficial solo version.
Okay, that's a funny name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another one where you're playing in a kitchen, trying to rush make a kitchen, but it's in space.
Well, Julius, I am now starving after all this food talk.
It's dinner time, Albert.
It is dinner time. Yes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go find something to eat. Scrounge up some tacos tonight.
There you go. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Bye bye.
Thanks for listening. We love feedback, so we love hearing from you. You can reach me at julius@oneplayerpodcast.com or jailbird on BGG, and Albert can be reached at albert@oneplayerpodcast.com or Fractaloon on BGG. Our website is oneplayerpodcast.com with the number 1, and we're also on Twitter at oneplayerpodcast. The intro music is copyright Angus, can be found at jamendo.com. The transition music is copyright by Dan Elduce Pancaldi, whose page is at donpancaldi.com. The One Player Podcast is protected under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Thanks for listening.